Hello, good afternoon. Another Sunday here on Financial Planning, your financial advisor, Shernette Clark. It is today the 21st, third month, almost the end of the first quarter in 2021. And of course, I am mindful of the fact that our Prime Minister will be speaking today at about 5 p.m. regarding additional updates as it relates to COVID-19 constraints, etc. We need to brace ourselves for whatever is coming. Brace ourselves meaning be prepared, not just throw up our hands and ask the question, what is next? Because we have control over our destinies and the decisions that we make. I want to make sure that persons on Facebook are actually able to connect today. So let me make sure that I am connecting to Facebook as it relates to the live. I want to welcome each and every one of you for your support each and every Sunday on the live. You don't have to do it, but you are on, and I wanted to let you know that I really appreciate it. So there we go with my feedback, but of course I want to get it right. So just to make sure that you guys are on it. So let me let them know that it's happening now. Because as I said before, as a part of the upgrade for 2021 and utilizing the space on YouTube for those persons who are not connected to my Facebook channel and my Instagram page will have access to the information that is being done on YouTube and also be able to have access to the information thereafter on the page to share with your friends and your family because it's vital information that is shared here. Now, we have spoken about budgeting before on previous lives. I've done it in 2019 and I did it again in 2020 because there is no one time or one method in terms of budgeting. So I continue to share. Now, as it relates to the pandemic, there are some tips that I definitely have for you as it relates to planning in terms of your cash flow. And while our dear friends in the United States of America have been receiving their stimulus checks, etc., persons are still strapped for cash. Persons are still worried, and there is a mental aspect we need to know how to deal with in terms of managing what we have and bracing and preparing for what is to come, because all of us are in this together. All of us are experiencing the uncertainty. Some are experiencing job loss, some are experiencing loss of hours, some are experiencing illness. So spending becomes prioritize in these times, and there is a lack thereof or the uncertainty. Some are holding or hoarding. No, I want to just give you 3 tips today in terms of how it is that we're going to manage the way forward. And as I said before, it affects us mentally. And when we're affected mentally, we're going to be stressful. We're going to be dealing with situations differently or handle them incorrectly, and it's going to affect relationships, whether it is at work or at home. So we definitely need to know how to deal with them. I'm definitely going to be taking the opportunity of inviting the counseling psychologist to come back on and to talk to us about dealing with the stress that we're facing. We did in 2019 dealing with COVID-19 and the impact, but then we have persons who are affected, whether it's abuse and stress. So we're going to have him come back on again. So it says use some mental accounting, and I made some notes here for you. If you're tight on money, it is important to be disciplined about how you spend it to make it easier. So mental accounting is important. So you to label and physically separate your money. So this way you can prioritize how you are spending your limited money and cut back in areas that are not so important. And we spoke about one less in previous lives, something that you can adjust. And we spoke about the expenditure sheet that I have, my colleague have prepared for you and that I have can furnish you with, in which you can list all incomes, all areas that you're having incomes coming from, and your recurring bills, your expenses. And we see also where we can cut back on certain things, and to see how we can still incorporate some investments, some emergency funds, etc., in the event. And we have been experiencing eventualities that we should have had our emergency fund. This strategy will help you to stick to your spending plan by reminding you of your opportunity costs. That is, what trade-offs you might be making with each purchase. So your bills, for example, this category includes monthly bills, as I said before, that are non-negotiable. So your JPS, your flow, your water bill. So these are called high priority expenses, including rent and mortgage also, childcare, car payments, insurance, phone, and internet. So insurance is in there, guys. It's very important because if we fall sick in these times, we're gonna need our health card to visit the doctor, etc. If there is a diagnosis, we're gonna need our critical illness coverage insurance. And we have also had, or some persons have experienced, family and friends passing on during this time. You're gonna need your final expenses in terms of funeral, closing off loans, etc. Just your final expenses. It could be that you incurred some expenses at the hospital and those bills needs to be cleared. So your current expenses, this is the spending that you plan to do within the week. So these costs vary, but could include groceries, gas, food, delivery, and any other miscellaneous. What I do, guys, with my gas, I know that I spend a certain amount, $5,000 every Sunday, buy it in the morning or a Monday morning, and I know that is going to last me for the week. If it is that I have X, A, B, C, various destinations to go, I do them in a geographical aspect, so I'm not going around in circles, but I am intentional about where it is that I go and how I plan it in terms of my expenses and how many hours I spend on the road. Your future expenses, these include the cash you set aside for later use, and that might include your retirement savings or emergency fund. Emergency fund, guys, all of us need it. It includes any money that left over after covering the cost of your bills and your current expenses. And sometimes I will flip it and put the emergency fund first, because sometimes we can do some adjustments in terms of the weekly bills. The lunch money, if you spend $1,500 for lunch a day, we can cut it down to something else, a salad for $600, or you can take some lunch from home. Number two, of course, you know that, guys, I talk about the high yield savings and investments, insurance, and we spoke about how much insurance you need and how much you need to be going to investment. So I just want to give you the tips today. So budget your cash flow versus your cash inflow. Instead of building a monthly budget based on the cash you have coming in, whether you are getting a regular paycheck or you're collecting, for those of us in the United States, on unemployment or some other form of government benefit, such as your Social Security, think more about your money on a per spent basis. For example, the first time you decide you need to go to grocery shopping, suppose it is that you're spending $200 on a monthly basis for grocery, and you are going to be going to the grocery shop on a weekly basis. Then you need to break that down. Don't go over that $200, that I'm going to be picking up this, and this time when I go, the bill is going to be $40. So you have $160 left. But if it is that we don't set that bill and we keep going back and going back, we're going to be spending $500 for grocery instead, because we keep going back and we're not making note of what it is that we're buying, what we're spending, and what it is that is coming in. So you just break it down into $40 or $50. You're going to the supermarket this week, next week, and the other week. But don't pass the supermarket budget. Set the budget and stick to it, guys. Like I said, if it is that you go monthly and the budget is $200 US, and if it is 20,000 Jamaican dollars, and you're going 4 times, say you're going to spend 5,000 this time, trust me, guys, it works. When I go there, I make sure that I don't even use my card sometimes. I pull the cash, and if it is that I'm going to spend $10,000, you know, once you have the card and go to 15 and 20, you're gonna swipe the card. But if you have that cash in your hand, I am putting back something, because most of the time I go in the supermarket for 2 items and I'm coming out with a trolley, because you just a pick, because you know you have the money and you go and swipe the card. So if it is that budgeting using the card is hard, pull the cash and make sure so you don't go over it. Stick to the budget. Plan ahead is the third point. It's easier to cope with the worsening financial circumstances by planning ahead. Instead of waiting for the worst to happen, act now to soften the impact pandemic is having on your finances. So the worst impact that it's having now. Once we plan for it, once we prepare for it, we'll be better able to cope with it. Don't wait until your cash runs out to find ways to meet those needs. So consider multiple streams of income that you're going to be thinking about having more inflows, more income, more cash coming in. And more cash coming in should not encourage us to be spending more either. We still need to maintain the budget, and we need to think about saving more towards the emergency funds and investment. If it is that you think that you can't find something to do that is going to bring in some income, call me. I have many methods that you can earn some money. So if you're interested, you watch this live or you watch the replay, whether on YouTube or Facebook, or whether you see a post on my IG page, just DM me, send me a message, make a comment. I'll definitely have something in place for you that is going to encourage you to save. Hi, Patricia, welcome. Exactly. I don't shop with a card. Yes, I pull the money and use cash. Yes, I'm conscious of what I'm spending. And it works, Patricia. I have done it. Once I have the card, I am going over budget because the card have the money. But once you set the budget, it is 50,000 for the household per month for grocery, 20,000. You set the budget. And if it is that you're going to the supermarket more than once, then you split that budget in the time that you're going to. So if it's 4 times, divide that budget by 4. If it's 10 times, divide that budget by 10 and you get the item. Guys, I'll also encourage you to make a list. Once you make a list, you will stick to that list and take the list in the supermarket with you. Cross off the items that you have selected. If it is that you're going there with $10,000 and the items that you have ticked off come up to 7,000, then you can add something else to the list. But make sure the items that are important are the items that you pick up first. And if you go over the budget, put them back. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed to put them back. It is it that you want to budget and you want to maximize on the money that is coming in. Like I said before, those of you who are interested in having multiple streams of income or finding a way to earn some extra money, I can be contacted here. And of course, my information is normally placed in the comment section. I want to welcome those who will be viewing on VPN. Thank you this and every Sunday at 4 p.m. for supporting the live, for watching me, for utilizing the information that is there. And for those of you who have purchased financial product for me in terms of enhancing your financial portfolio, I want to congratulate you and I want to thank you also for considering me. I want to remind our farmers and fisher folks of the AgriCare that is issued by my company that covers personal accident, life insurance, critical illness coverage, hospital care, primary care, and comprehensive care health insurance. Guys, the enrollment period is between the 1st of March to the 31st of May without evidence of insurability. You don't need a medical. After that period, no enrollment applications would be accepted, or if it is outside of that, you may need a medical. So you want to jump in on this opportunity, and not only can you insure yourselves, you can insure your significant other, your spouse, and your dependent children. You want to jump on this opportunity and get yourself sorted out financially. There are other products that we offer, but this was made specifically for you. Want to remind our folks that, of course, you Need to look at your financial portfolio and see where the gaps are. If it is that you have life insurance alone, then you need your critical coverage insurance. You also need your retirement fund, definitely need that. And of course, think about some investments, some ones that are safe or more guaranteed. And also, you can think about some stocks and shares. And of course, your health insurance. And our health insurance packages does cover your COVID medication, prescription drugs, etc. So there are stipulations where that is concerned. But once we start the conversation, then I'll be able to properly guide you. Want to thank you once again, guys, for taking the opportunity in your busy Sunday afternoon to sit and to listen to me. Remember to like and share and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Watch out for the information that is also posted on Iconsurance, ICONSHERNZ, which is on IG. And of course, guys, thank you once again. Remember the 4 W's: the washing of the hands, wearing of the mask, and watch your distance. Observe the protocols. Be kind to one another. So once again, thank you. Stay safe, stay focused, stay strong. Love you guys. Walk good.